Mark Zuckerberg, a global icon, began his journey in a modest dorm room at Harvard University. Surrounded by books and programming, he launched Facebook, a platform that initially aimed to connect students, but quickly transformed into a giant of digital communication, linking billions of people around the planet. In this discussion, we will not only examine Zuckerberg's history, but also understand the complex challenges he faces. In an ever-changing world where politics, ethics, and technology are intertwined in unexpected tensions. The beginning, the human side of technology. Going back to 2004, Mark Zuckerberg was just a 19-year-old student who already stood out not only for his intelligence, but also for his ambition. Alongside his classmates, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes, he started working on a social network called the Facebook. The idea was simple: create a space where Harvard students could connect, share interests, and events. With its intuitive and user-friendly interface, the site quickly gained popularity among students. Zuckerberg had a vision that went beyond merely connecting students. He aspired to create a platform that united the digital world. His philosophy of move fast and break things not only reflected the entrepreneurial culture of Silicon Valley, but also became a symbol of his bold and risky approach to innovation. This mindset led him to make radical decisions, prioritizing expansion over regulation and usability, exponential growth, and unexpected challenges. However, with Facebook's growth came unforeseen challenges. By 2005, the company was in full swing, but faced severe criticism regarding user privacy and data management. The lack of clear policies about what could be shared and how information would be used called the security of user data into question. This initial phase, marked by unbridled enthusiasm and innovation, began to give way to serious concerns. In addition to privacy issues, Facebook also faced problems related to its corporate culture. The pressure to innovate rapidly was accompanied by accusations of a toxic work environment where employee voices were often ignored. This challenging organizational climate led to a series of layoffs and internal reassessments that, over time, helped shape its culture of diversity and inclusion. Zuckerberg also made strategic acquisitions that shaped the future of Facebook. In 2012, he acquired Instagram for approximately $1 billion. This decision was not just a financial move, but an intelligent strategy to capture the emerging image-sharing market, which had become increasingly popular among young people. Instagram quickly became one of the most influential social media platforms in the world, offering features that engage users in innovative ways. Betrayal of co-founders and administrative challenges. One of the lesser-known stories about Zuckerberg's early days is the tension that arose between him and his co-founders. Eduardo Saverin, who was initially one of the main investors and partners, ended up taking a different path amid financial disagreements and differences in vision. Saverin was sidelined in crucial decisions during the early stages of Facebook's growth, and by 2005, Zuckerberg reduced his stake to a fraction of what it had been before. This led to a series of public legal battles, with Saverin suing Zuckerberg for fraud and breach of contract. This conflict, dramatized in the 2010 film The Social Network, became emblematic of the tensions that many startups face. The legal fight with Saverin raised questions about ethics in startups, loyalty among co-founders, and what it truly means to build a company where one person's vision can overshadow another's. The case was settled out of court, but it left a scar on the company's history, highlighting the challenges and rivalries that emerge in a high-pressure environment. The Cambridge Analytica scandal. The most ominous cloud over Facebook appeared in 2018 when the Cambridge Analytica scandal erupted. Data from millions of users were used without consent to influence elections, triggering an outpouring of outrage. The story began with a personality test app that collected user data, but it then spread like wildfire. This resulted in Cambridge Analytica using this information to manipulate electoral behavior. This scandal not only shook Facebook's reputation, but also exposed the fragilities of social networks in their role as mediators of political discourse. Pressure mounted on Zuckerberg, who was called to testify before the United States Congress. In a moment marked by sharp criticism, he had to explain how his creation had transformed into a tool that could potentially affect democratic outcomes. He publicly apologized and promised reforms. But would this position be sufficient in light of the magnitude of the issue? The reinvention of Facebook, from social network to Meta. Amid this storm, Zuckerberg's grand reinvention occurred in 2021. He announced that the company would change its name to Meta. This bold move not only represented a new era of ambition for the company, but also signaled Zuckerberg's intention to venture into a much more immersive digital future known as the metaverse. For him, the metaverse would be a natural extension of Facebook, allowing interaction and communication to occur in a virtual environment. Multi-million-dollar investments were made to establish the metaverse. Users could work, socialize, and entertain themselves entirely within a digital space. However, this shift brought doubts. The adoption of the metaverse was slow and fraught with resistance. Many wondered whether this boldness would lead to a historic milestone or one of the largest frustrations of the century. The question now is whether people would be willing to transcend physical interaction in favor of digital presence. This is something Zuckerberg and his team consider inevitable: polarization and freedom of speech. With the recent re-election of Donald Trump and his return to power in 2025, the political landscape becomes even more challenging for Zuckerberg. He has always defended freedom of speech, believing that social networks should be open spaces for debate, even for controversial voices. However, this vision presents risks, especially in a context of increasing misinformation and polarization. Various initiatives have emerged in response to these concerns, including the creation of a Facebook oversight board. This aims to monitor the company's editorial decisions regarding content. This approach is, however, seen by many as a limited solution. The essential question remains: the effective responsibility that platforms like Facebook have in moderating speech that can be harmful. The dilemma of being a mediator or a catalyst. Facing these complexities, Zuckerberg finds himself in an intriguing dilemma: to be a neutral mediator or a catalyst for change in an increasingly polarized world. As the lines between legitimate and false information blur, the weight of responsibility bears down on his shoulders. He must decide how his platforms can promote truth and transparency while ensuring that users feel heard and respected. In 2021, Zuckerberg also announced that the company would invest about $10 billion over the next few years to develop the infrastructure needed for the metaverse. This demonstrates his determination to shape the digital future. However, this colossal effort must coexist with a deeper commitment to ethics and privacy, as user trust is an essential asset in maintaining his platform. Innovations and lessons learned along the way. Not all of Zuckerberg's bets have played out as planned, but some have truly changed the game. The acquisition of Instagram was a brilliant move, consolidating his dominance in the social media world. Advances in technologies such as augmented and virtual reality showcase his willingness to explore new horizons, but the metaverse remains an intriguing question. A key lesson emerging from his trajectory is that innovating and taking risks is crucial. However, not all steps will be well received by everyone. Zuckerberg, who started with a simple idea in a dorm room, now shapes the digital future with algorithms and artificial intelligence. This control over the way we connect, consume, and work challenges traditional norms and practices, leading to a new understanding of social interactions. A significant part of his legacy will be the impact of these technologies on how we relate to each other. Curious and remarkable facts. Zuckerberg's journey is filled with surprising and curious facts. For example, when launching Facebook, its original code was written in PHP, a simple language that allowed for rapid development. In 2006, just 2 years after its launch, Facebook became the first social network to reach 1 million monthly active users. This milestone wasn't just a remarkable feat, but also signaled the rise of a new form of communication that would transform how people interact globally. Another fascinating fact is that in 2010, Zuckerberg was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year, lauded for his impact on modern communication. On a more personal level, Zuckerberg is quite pragmatic in his lifestyle. He remains relatively private, preferring a more secluded environment for his family and work, even while his role as CEO of Meta keeps him in the limelight. In 2015, he and his wife, Priscilla Chan, co-founded the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, a philanthropic endeavor aimed at focusing on areas such as education, science, and health. This effort to make at least part of what is right starkly contrasts with the criticisms Zuckerberg often faces regarding Facebook's ethics. This attempt to contribute positively to society demonstrates a duality. On one hand, the entrepreneur seeking innovation and profit. On the other, a philanthropist who acknowledges his responsibility to society. Zuckerberg's vision for the future. Zuckerberg envisions a digital future that goes beyond what we know today. In his public statements, he frequently speaks about creating immersive experiences where people can interact in virtual environments. The concept of the metaverse involves an interconnectedness between social networks, gaming, and even remote work, where digital avatars could replace physical interactions. However, this vision raises legitimate questions about individual privacy and data security. As a defender of free speech, Zuckerberg must find a path that allows all users to express themselves while ensuring this space is not manipulated for harmful purposes. Technology, therefore, must advance with a clear and ethical purpose, balancing innovation with a strong commitment to protecting users' rights and privacy. The cultural and social impact of Facebook. This ethical debate is not confined to the corporate level, but resonates throughout society. Social media platforms, including Facebook, have reshaped the meaning of communication and social interaction. From the ways we receive news to how social activism is organized, the presence of technology in our lives cannot be ignored. Facebook played a crucial role in social movements like the Arab Spring and Black Lives Matter, demonstrating both the power of social networks as mobilization tools and their responsibility in preventing misinformation and abuse. The cultural impact of Facebook is also evident in how information is curated and presented. Facebook's algorithm plays a fundamental role in content dissemination, and this curation of information can engage or polarize the public. The struggle for truth on social media platforms is an ongoing battle that Zuckerberg must confront as he moves forward with his vision for the future, an uncertain and promising future. As we look ahead, what can we expect from someone who, in previous years, was able to turn a simple idea into a colossal digital empire? How Zuckerberg navigates future challenges, especially with the political landscape shifting, could define not only his legacy, but also the role of social media in contemporary society. And what about you? What do you think of Mark Zuckerberg? Is he a visionary genius who connects people, or is he a businessman who has lost touch with reality? Leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more content like this. Together, let's explore what the digital future holds for us and how we can be active participants in this technological revolution. This journey through the rise and complexities of Mark Zuckerberg not only seeks to inform, but also incites deep reflections on the role of technology in our lives. The narrative is still unfolding, and the lessons we learned so far will shape the path we follow moving forward. So let's continue this conversation and discover what else awaits us on the digital horizon.